What's going on, guys? Ocean here with Redline Gaming with Marcos here.
What's going on, man?
Paleozoic
player extraordinaire.
That's right. We got through the Atlanta Regional this past weekend, and Marcos here got his first invite. What did you place and what did you play?
I topped 18 out of 160, and I was playing Paleozoic frogs.
All right, man.
Carter demise variant.
All right, so let's get into the deck profile and see what's going on.
And of course, for the main cards right here, you know, the engine, the frog engine got the 3 dupes, 3 swamps, 2 rodent. Never go wrong. If you see these 2 cards in your hand, then you already off to a good start. Play 2 ashes. I know people aren't supposed to be playing the ashes in the Carter demise variant, but sometimes I like to play in case I go second and I like to draw into it. So I mean, these cards, sometimes I would see them when I would go second in order to draw. So you know, it would help sometimes. That's why I only play 2.
All right, and those are all the monsters, right?
Yes, that's all the monsters. And for the trap cards, of course the Paleo, 3 MST, 3 Book of Moon. Got Tuli and Charlie. I love using this card when I have Pot of Desires because I always sometimes banish a Rodent Totem. Use this card, bring back face down banish cards. It's amazing. People should always run this one. It's very underutilized. This card, I might think about cutting this card off just because of the fact when I have Carter demise and I set this card, then I have no cards in hand and I have really no purpose to use it. It's just a dead card when it's set down. So I might think about cutting these cards, but I mean, when I use them, then they work. But for the most part, I might have to take these out.
All right.
I made 2 evenly matches, mainly because I was worried about going against Pendulum, because this was before the new format change. And also, this card really works when you're going second, no matter what. If you happen to draw to it, it's good against Trickstar, it's good against Altergeist, if they set all their back row. They're good against Draco, because like I said, I was playing before the format, good against Pendulum. So yeah, evenly match works always good if you draw it, if you're going second.
All right.
And if I lose dice rolls and I draw that, then yeah, it's good. The Solemns, Solemn Judgment, Solemn Strike, Solemn Warnings. These cards are really good. These cards like lifesavers. You always wait for the boss monsters, and as soon as they come out, you just pop them and stuff, and it really messes up their deck. Let me just move these real quick. All right. Also run the 3 Torrential Tributes. This card came in clutch so many times and stuff. When I had nothing on the field and they would summon big boards, I would wait for them to summon a lot of cards, use it, and they have nothing either. 2 Stormings, you know, listen to Farfus. Just run 2 of sometimes, like cards that are like, you know, the card that you don't want to see the most, but the card that you do want to see sort of and stuff. This card actually helps a lot sometimes. They don't be expecting it sometimes.
All right.
Imperial, of course, this comes clutch against so many decks in the format right now, except Altergeist. Anti-spell, I of course main these. These wreck so many decks when I was in a tournament and stuff. It really helps a lot. I mean, you see a lot of trap decks, but then you see mainly spell decks, so these really come in clutch. And for my spell cards, 1 Monster Reborn, 2 Pot of Desires. Like I said, this comes in clutch with Lee and Charlie. And of course the 3 Carter demises. And these cards really come in clutch, especially when I be using Carter demises and then drawn to Pot of Desires. I just got a really good hands. Be set in 5, I'll be set in Duke Frog most of the time or whatever frog. It always comes in handy.
Simple spell lineup.
Yeah,
looks really good.
Carter demise has been so far the best variant I've been trying. And I played Spellbooks and I played Reckless. So far, Carter demise has been my favorite.
All right, we're doing the cider extra next.
We're gonna do the side first, I guess.
Right.
Played 2 Raws, of course, Gokis, of course, 60 card variants, of course, Pendulums when they were still doing, you know, big things and stuff. You know, this card really came in clutch. Especially, there's one time when I went against a Spiral, and they set up all the Nami cards to use this against them. You know, he had a really hard time coming back. I didn't have 3 Awakening of the Dragon, I only had 2, so I only ran 2. But this card really came in handy against the Draco deck. It was the only time I've used it. He set up his whole field with everything, had true Draco Apocalypse, it kept drawing cards, kept drawing, well, I had this card face down and he had popped it with what I meant with Apocalypse. And I was able to special summon, what's it called? I forgot what the card called. Ray Raptor, the Ultimate Falcon. Yeah. And he couldn't do nothing. He looked at his extra deck, he looked at his hands, he looked at his field. There's nothing he can do. Basically, he scooped, and that was in the game.
Broken card, man. Broken card.
Red Reboot, I wish I could have ran 3. I really could have used this against people that use Red Reboot against me because it's happened so many times. But I was able to come back in some games. Some games, it was just the ultimate kill. Ghost Ogres, use them against monsters. I don't when I'm going second, I just like to use them against field spells most of the time, or of course other monsters. But never really ran into them too much. They really didn't come in handy too much. And these as well. I really never end up putting them in my main deck for the most part and stuff. And Zaphion, actually it does come in handy for the most part.
Yeah, the Zaphion.
Yes. It actually came in handy with a Trick Star. He had back row set up. He had his field spell set up. Got him out. He returned everything and stuff. So this is a card coming clutch against a lot of decks, especially right now because a lot of people are running a lot of face down cards these days and a lot of field spells. This card still comes in handy, and I'm still continue to run this deck.
So you'd still run this in the new format?
Yeah, yes.
All right. All right. That's the 15 right there. So we're gonna take a close look at your extra deck from the event.
And like I said, the card that helped me against Draco, Red Raptor Ultimate Factor. That card came in clutch. It comes so in clutch.
Too good.
And also for the other target for Waking of the Dragon, Nat Beast. Exterior.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Card come in clutch too. If you read the effects, it's crazy. Sky Cavalry helps against the big boss monsters that can't be targeted like Warlord. You attack and smashes into it, bounces it back. Any cards that are big and can't be destroyed by effects, this card comes in handy. Fourth Warlord, I would see anything that's too huge to be beaten as well. If I have 4 cards and I have it and stuff, this card's always going to come in handy. This card actually won me the top 18 spot. I had nothing to beat his topological bomber. I think I had used a lot of my resources and I didn't have anything extra in my extra. Nothing really in my extra deck except this to summon was 2 cards that I had on my field. I was able to summon it, change his attack to 0, and negated his effect, and I was able to pop him for the winning swing.
Nice.
So, this card is really, really underrated. Opinions. These cards really come in clutch. These cards are underutilized as well. I was able to use this card a couple of times, and this one too. This card pops cards during either player's turn on your field, whether it's face up or face down, and it's not affected by monster effects. This card really came in handy a couple of times as well. This card, I really never brought it out. It negates effects, but like this card, it actually negates effects and it turns it to 0, so I was always using this card before I would even use this card. Of course, the 3 Totally Awesomes. Always the best cards to have to summon in first turn. The best negator almost in the game. It actually takes your card too. So, and the Star Boys, they always, these always raising my waters. People would forget that, and then they would run into cards and not even knowing that they're 500 attack stronger and stuff. So, and then of course Yugioh, never really ran into it. Really never had any reason to. All the cards I had were set down, or whether I had or already had them on the board and stuff, or just could have made a better monster. That's the reason. But
that's everything. Marcos, congratulations on your invite. Any shout outs or anything you'd like to say?
Shout out to Redline Gaming, of course. Shout out to all my friends like Kat and Miguel and everybody and stuff. Shout out to everybody that supported me while I was there. Shout out to Easy and stuff. And man,
we did it.
Can't wait, man. Can't wait to national, man.
Absolutely, man. Well, thank you so much for the deck profile. This is Ocean with Redline Gaming. We'll see you next time.